A group of terrorists hijack an overnight transatlantic flight. Little do these guys know, there is an overacting sick woman with her child also on this plane. This woman and her continuous overreacting will help us understand that she is fighting not to become a monster. Unfortunately for the self-seeking, resentment-filled, narcissistic terrorist, this woman decides to release the beast within, and everyone is trapped on the plane. What happens? Don't worry about it much, because most of that fighting action is going to be in the dark and you won't be able to tell any detail. Question is, what can we learn from this movie? And what life lesson can we take from it? Let's find out. This movie is kind of like Snakes on a Plane meets Skyrim, the vampire Skyrims. The two main actors, Elijah and Nadia, which are a mother and son, both of them do a pretty good job. I really like their interaction. It's unique, especially at the very end. Elijah, him's a good boy. Yeah, right. I often find kid characters in movies that are made for adults not to be too cool. They're like irritating, and often the parents overly concerned about them, and they serve almost more as a distraction, and I'm just not a big fan of that. This was not the case in this movie, however. But one thing I didn't like about this movie, and I did joke about in the summary, is the dark and the action in the dark, and all you hear is noises and movement and limbs. I want to see the action. I want to see what's going on. The dubbing, top notch in this one, guys. It's a good example, which I've talked about in other movies, like in Spain when they dubbed into Spanish over the English movies. You can do a good job. And these people, whoever did this, did a pretty good job. So actually, I watched the entire movie with English dubbed over. Not a problem. It was really well done. I recommend you do the same. I mean, do you really want to miss out on the cool action because you're reading the letters, not knowing what's going on?
I'm so cold.
You're gonna get no rupture. I can't stop the bleeding.
What does this mean?
I can do something for the pain.
Stay here. You've got to help me. I'll pay you $1 million.
Your money isn't gonna help you right now either.
This man has placed all of his value on collecting money in his life. That's his value. So now he has the point of death and there's nothing he can do about it. He's still trying to use this money. He's finding out that in the end, when everything ends, money just ain't that great. You need some, but you don't need to make it your whole life goal. The guy even wants to pay the doctor. Like, I'll pay you $1 million. Dude, I can't do anything. Pay me $1 million. It won't make a difference. You're screwed. Got me thinking. How often do we ourselves suffer unnecessarily just because we can't let go? We can't accept life on life's terms. This existence is not permanent. Things change and our lives change as well. Nothing we do now will matter in 1,000 years. So go, seek your deeper self. I'll give you a hint. It's not about being the one who collects the most toys. This is what that part of the movie made me think of. I've been reading a book called Power of Now. I must say, I like it. In summary, Snakes on a Plane, Blood Red Sky, 2021 movie, is a great example how you can take a small little scene like a plane and have a whole action thing, a whole 2-hour-long movie, and it was entertaining. That is a really cool idea. I do recommend this movie, and that's why I'm going to give Blood Red Sky, a 2021 Netflix original movie, a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. But hey, you don't have to stop here. We have other movies here you can check out with some life lessons, or some other movies right over here.